Welcome. This is our Don't Procrastinate, Get Vocal series here at Impact Studios. So we are here for this video to shift out of that desire feeling tendency. Okay. And this is all about what it takes to shift out of it. So we're going to jump right in because a lot of us are doing this. It's not because we're not doing something that we love or that it's not meant for us even, which is what our brain starts to tell us. It's not even really a fear of failure because we know that the potential is there. That's what drives us a lot of times. Like, I just want to fulfill what I know I can do, right? And so it's really this self-protection tendency. And this is why we're going to get into these five aspects of what we need to understand about what we're protecting ourselves from. Okay. The first step we're going to get into here is the environment itself. So we got to see where we're putting our focus. Where are we putting our focus in our environment? Is it something that we can't have any control over, literally? Like there's something that we cannot do anything about. I'm always somebody, especially that because there are so many social cause issues happening right now, that you really want to pay attention to the ones that are closest to your heart. And if you can pick one specifically, I think that's the best way to go about it. And then if there's something you can do, do it. If there's something that you don't know that you can do, maybe like again, have something maybe once a week where you're looking at possibilities of how you can help in a situation. But otherwise, keep it out of your 24-hour cycle. Unless you're dealing with it well and it doesn't bother you and it's actually maybe even energizing you and moving you further into what you want to be doing with your time, then it's not necessarily for you. And I'm a big believer in this. We all have deeply rooted causes, and we all have our specific way of lending to their balance, right? And so if we try to fix everything all the time, it gets really frustrating, it's really futile, and you really aren't making that big of an impact. And the people that I work with, we're here to make an impact, right? So stay focused on things that are very meaningful, you high up on the scale for your social causes, and then as much as possible, right, for other things that you are empathetic to, like you can pitch in when you can, if possible. But otherwise, you doing the work that you're here to do in the world is the fix, is the balance of that problem. So if you're too worried, if you're too anxious, if you're too overwhelmed, if you're too sad to do the work you're here to do in the world, then we need to reshift our focus. We need to shift our focus, okay? The compare despair. We know about this one, folks. We've been hearing this for a while. If we are on the scroll, I don't, sometimes this stuff uh, in some ways helps us feel better. We have to start learning how to discern if it's just taking our focus away, right? So we don't worry, we aren't anxious, so we're not living in the confusion of what we're not sure we need to be doing, right? Those kind of painful aspects, sometimes we're just like looking at the things that will keep us from thinking about it or help us to feel better for like the 30 seconds, right, of the scroll. And that can get addicting. So what I like to do sometimes if I'm doing too much of this, especially with my games, is kind of like what makes me feel good about what I'm watching, and then how can I have that experience within, this is what I ask myself, how can I have that experience within the work that I want to be accomplishing, right? How can I make it this fun? How can I get this excited? How can I be this inspired? How can I feel this accomplished? Like one of my things I love to do is the little coloring games. And so just like every little click of like the color, not there, and now it's there. And every little that little like tidbit of feeling like I'm getting something done. Like where else can I have that feeling? And it be towards the things that I'm hoping to leave as a legacy for myself and others. So It's just an idea. Again, we all need time, downtime. I call it time to do nothing, but sometimes it's literally nothing you need to do. Not scroll, not look at a movie even, but nothing. Nothing is good. You know, nothing is good. If if you're spiraling, then you want to do the other things like take a walk, all that kind of thing. So we're not letting the nothing make us feel worse, right? But taking a walk, reading something inspiring, that's a good way to go. But if the scrolling is the dopamine hit, and if you stop getting the dopamine hit, what happens is that you tend to feel lower. We need to find that dopamine hit within our kind of natural aspects of reality. Reading a real book is a natural reality, but like we can get a little addicted on that too. I'm not gonna lie. Some of us have learning dopamine hits. So none of it is bad. It's just about knowing how you are and deciding how you want to be spending your time, right? And I call it time to do nothing. So time to do nothing includes some coloring here and now and again. I'm good with that, right? Inside confidence. So this is about understanding like what makes you confident. What are you here for? What are you here for? So am I art? Well, no, 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 no. I'm thinking about the other aspects here that you're talking about. So let me have you understand that this is about not allowing yourself to get sabotaged by your inner child, right? So we really want to be able to allow yourself to create because that's what your inner child wants. The creation is the fun part. It's the judgment that we're avoiding. It's the not believing that we could actually get it done. That feels daunting, right? So what I want us to understand is that we have so many opportunities to allow ourselves to play with these ideas, to play with these ideas. So we're going to get into some of that. Here we go. We got one more slide for you. So as we are having our experiences with our projects, our visions, what we want to be doing in the world, a lot of times we are living in the accomplishment of it. What does it look like when it's finished? What kind of recognition, what kind of respect, what kind of impact can we have? We're always looking for that end goal. But the inner child delights in the fun of it and the creativity of using the imagination to create something that wasn't there before, right? So, have you been having enough fun? I've always said, especially for my artists, is that if you haven't had enough art doing, giving, being, then a lot of times your inner child is in full rebellion. It's not going to get anything done that's significant because it hasn't had the opportunity to release the imagination energy. And if we don't give it enough of opportunity, eventually it stagnates and maybe even feels like you don't have it anymore. And so we just really want to honor that we have this within us, that we want to create something that's never been there before. It's just a natural human desire. And part of that is just to enjoy the small things we create. So, like, it doesn't have to be something huge. It doesn't have to be a whole new painting. Maybe you just want to enjoy dyeing some eggs or, like, who cares, right? Like, making a smiley face with a breakfast. Like, these little things that can allow yourself to enjoy smaller moments really can make a whole bunch of difference in your life. I like to put on my little vaporizer, maybe light a candle, maybe get an incense. Those little creative aspects to my day make my day feel more full, and they don't take a lot of money or time, but they feel amazing and they may help me feel joyful about what's happening day to day. And yeah, and the other next thing is like, when have you put some real effort into something that doesn't make you money, feed you? All of these things that we're always thinking are the things that we should be focused on, right? When was the last time you spent real time giving real effort towards something that was just meaningful to you, just to make it beautiful, just to make it fun, just to make it, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What do dancers get out of it, right? I'm trying to think of different ways of, but I think it's just the joy of movement, right? Just the joy of being able to move your body. Something that some of us who have had serious illness tap into, right? It's like the vision of seeing ourselves freely moving without pain, without tiredness, and that kind of thing. I had liver cancer in 2019, so that was one of my things. Like I was seeing myself even wanting to dance because I didn't have the energy to feel like doing anything, much less dancing. Right. So when we get back to these aspects to ourselves, a lot of times we are tapping into our unknown abilities to go beyond our physical. And we all have it. It's our spiritual selves. So whenever we're trying to transfer, transition, shift, right? Whenever we're in that desire to shift out of something, we have to be able to tap into our spiritual selves. Creativity is that. It's the inspiration of the divine. So get out there and have some fun. Get out there and have some fun. That should be a song. Get out there and have some fun. All right. I will see you on the next video where we get into fear and how to turn that into fuel. If you want to work with me, if you just want to have a conversation with me to talk about how you think that I can help you to see you move forward into the things that you are here to do, create, and be, please, please, please contact me. You'll see my information below in the description box.